into the only live Monday through Friday lacrosse talk show with your host, Michael Carvelis.
Hello and welcome back. Good morning to the only live Monday through Friday lacrosse talk show on the planet. This is Daily Dive. I am your host, Michael Carvelis, saying hello from Guyton, Georgia. Producer Joe is behind the scenes in Banditland, New York. We are so excited to get you on today's show. Reminder, you're tuned in to Hype Up Month 2024, your favorite / only Monday through Friday live lacrosse talk show in the universe is just heating up. On today's awesome show, we're going to first get into Rochester Nighthawks being sold. I will talk about what that means for the city and what it means for the NLL. Also, we'll get into the TSN deal with the NLL and also what it means for the NLLPA with their contract bargaining agreement negotiations coming up. And Mike and producer Joe will unveil our 7th ranked teams for the playoffs this season. We first want to let you know, before we get started, that you can experience the best lacrosse league in the entire world by going to tickets.12onsports.com. That's tickets.12ozsports.com to experience the best sports, concert, theater, and Broadway at a better price for you. And now let's get into it. Leave the nest. Wait, don't leave the nest. So here's the thing. It was told to me a few months ago now that the Rochester Nighthawks were sold to a local owner. I will be 1,000% honest with you. It is absolutely maddening and frustrating that there's still no other leaks about this from any news site besides me. So I can't really say it's been confirmed yet, and I've heard it might not be confirmed for a while. One, because it's the National Lacrosse League. Like, honestly, who cares outside of lacrosse fans? And two, because it's so under wraps with the Pagulas and everything they're doing with the Bills right now. So this is an interesting facet, but I don't want to focus on what the news may or may not be. I want to focus on the fact that this is stability for a National Lacrosse League team. This is stability for some great National Lacrosse League players. As you folks know, Connor Fields has been on this show multiple times, being generous of his time, and I've always been a very vocal Connor Fields supporter. Rylan Hartley is amazing when he's locked in and when he's helping in the net. Rochester has always been a team to me that's overachieving because of their injury history and, of course, their defensive woes. They have been, remember last season when towards, I believe it was week 18 or week 20, whatever they called it, when their 17th and 18th games, they had to win both games. A lot of things had to happen. They had a 1% chance of making the playoffs, and it happened. You also noticed that that Rochester fans are getting louder and louder as you watch these games. So I love seeing that. I love seeing it for not just the league, but also the city. Because I'll be honest, Rochester is one of those cities where it's like, as a sports fan who is kind of latching onto this NLL thing, like Rochester, why are we in Rochester? So it's one of those cities where it's like, it feels like Savannah, Georgia to me. It feels like a good city, but it feels like not a sports town that you want to watch every single week on TV. But yet they're showing up and they're showing out. So I love seeing that for the league, and I love seeing that for the Nighthawks. Again, they've been sold to a local owner. I know who in Rochester has that kind of money. You know what? Your guess is as good as mine. But my reliable source told me, and it's been told to me by another source as well, that was true. So as the Pagulas do their whole fire sale, I've actually heard the bills might be coming soon, but I'm not even going to leak that. I'm just saying I heard that might be another thing that actually may be a thing. But it's happening. Give it time. I see the haters on Twitter. I see the naysayers. I got you. It is happening, and Rochester has already happened. But good for the Nighthawks, good for the league that did happen for that team. Alrighty. I know it was a late start today. You guys knew that. I woke up late. Who cares? When we come back to this awesome show, let's talk about the NLL and TSN deal. We all know that NLL Plus has just been announced. I know a lot of people are grabbing onto that. We'll talk more in depth about that tomorrow because I got information on that as well. But we're going to talk NLL and TSN and what it means for future CBA negotiations. This should be interesting. Don't go anywhere. I know you won't.
Don't go anywhere. Daily Dive will be right back.
Need tickets to that next event? Well, at 12 Ounce Sports, we've got them with soccer anywhere in the world. Tickets to any venue, any sport. Want to go to NCAA or NFL football matches? We've got them.
Yeah.
Baseball at every level. Every Power 5 matchup is available. Don't forget, costumes and paint are optional. What's that? You want to go to Broadway? We have those too. Want to jam out? Every concert, every artist. That's right, at 12 Ounce Sports, we've got the tickets for less. 12ozsports.com/tickets. That's 12ouncesports.com/tickets.
Welcome to MyBookie. You're ready to create an account and start making money, and we're here to help. And remember, you can get a bonus of up to $1,000 on your first deposit. Now you're ready to bet. Just go to mybookie.ag, visit the sportsbook, click on your bet, and input the amount you want to risk or win in the bet slip. Yes, it's that easy. Just remember, at MyBookie, you play, you win, you get paid.
America, get back on track with Dust Pod's Performance Stabilizer. When applied to roadways, it kills dust and strengthens the integrity of the road. Easily applied by mixing with water, Dust Pods is the future in polymer stabilization. Call 1-833-DUST-PODS or visit dustpods.com today.
Daily Dive is back in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What's going on, everybody? You are tuned in to the only live Monday through Friday lacrosse talk show on the planet here on Tuesday, November 19th, 2024. By the way, reminder that we are on Spotify as an audio-only podcast. Check out Daily Dive on Spotify. And I can share a link to that on social media. I already have before, but I'll share another one for you guys. It's fun listening to me while you're driving in the car to work. Why listen to music when you just listen to me talk, right? Okay. Let's get into a newest Mike Reacts. And you're thinking, well, Michael, you're going to talk about the TSN deal when the NLL Plus deal was just announced? Well, here's what's interesting about that. This is kind of a two-parter, because tomorrow I'll delve more into that. But in a way, this did set the tone for that deal, for the NLL Plus. So let's talk about this part of it. About a month ago, the NLL announced that TSN has become like a bigger partner for them. I don't think the years were disclosed on that whole deal. But what I do know is that a lot more linear games are happening on like TSN 8, which is the weirdest thing in the world. Like TSN 8 is a thing. We only have like ESPN 3, and that's like pushing it down here in the US. But you Canadians, I got you. You're cool. Another thing about this is the TSN deal, it seems like they're plugging the National Lacrosse League more. But the whole issue here, I teased about the contract negotiations, the contract collective bargaining agreements. It's very interesting what this means. Brody Arroyo says, or listen to Daily Dive in Portuguese class. If you're doing that, I don't know how to feel about that, but that's interesting. Daily Dive in Portuguese class would be crazy. Thank you for your comment, by the way. I told you guys I'd show the comments. But so we talked about the whole CBA thing going on. Remember when Jamie Dowlick, the Toronto Rock owner, was saying that there was to expect World War III, that this thing could turn ugly, and we could have a lockout possibly next season? Well, apparently, the NLLPA, from what I'm hearing, wants more money from a TSN deal. But for some reason, well, not for some reason, but the league is sacrificing millions of dollars in order to invest in the TSN thing. And so at first, that's kind of like, well, darn, whose side are you on? Should the players get more bread? Should the league keep investing money? And then NLL Plus drops. And you're like, oh, well, that's a big deal. Because apparently, according to the press release I just got on the Gmail that I just X'd out of, which is so fantastic, it's going to be so much more than just live games. You're going to have highlights, and it says other content. Champion data is involved, which means we might see some stats, which would be kind of cool, right at our fingertips. And so you have to look at it in a sense of players, you got to give a little here. I've said it the last couple shows. I'll say it again. This is like the 60s NBA right now. Players are going to have to sacrifice a little bit, and it sucks. If you want to go to the PLL, fine. But right now, we need you to take one last hole in your heart or hole in your wallet for this. I mean, in the fact, someone told me the fact that a team just folded, NLPA doesn't have a strong leg to stand on right now. And again, I want players to get money, but if the league can provide more access to fans that isn't a gigantic paywall, I'm also 1,000% for that. And that's where the issue is here. That's what I'm hearing. And we've got LJ Lacrosse laughing in the Portuguese class. Michael Day saying Daily Dive should have to speak in Portuguese for one segment for Brody. Joe, I might do that. I'll ask producer Joe. Brody says, this is good. This is good banter. See? We got a whole community going in the comments, guys. Join the comments, I'm telling you. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. The fact that the CBA could be stalled, and one of the reasons is because the NLL on TSN is kind of a big money grab, right? Or a big money hole right now for the NLL, and the players like, we want part of that. And it's like, well, you're not really making the league money right now. They're kind of going out of their way to promote you, and that's an issue. Actually, it's not an issue. It's a pretty good problem to have if more eyeballs are watching you. Again, players, take one more bullet for us. I think this will pay off. Also, shout out to Brad Frood for getting that done. I feel like Brad Frood's starting to sell me, man. He's starting to sell me on this stuff. All right, when we come back, it's time for our 7th seed to be revealed. I think it'll be fun. We're in the playoffs mode, so this should be awesome. So we'll wrap it up next. Don't go anywhere.
Don't go anywhere. Daily Dive will be right back.
Need tickets to that next event? Well, at 12 Ounce Sports, we've got them with soccer anywhere in the world. Tickets to any venue, any sport. Want to go to NCAA or NFL football matches? We've got them.
Yeah.
baseball at every level. Every Power 5 matchup is available. Don't forget, costumes and paint are optional. What's that? You want to go to Broadway? We have those too. Want to jam out? Every concert, every artist. That's right, at 12 Ounce Sports, we've got the tickets for less. 12ozsports.com/tickets. That's 12ouncesports.com/tickets.
Welcome to MyBookie. You're ready to create an account and start making money. And we're here to help. And remember, you can get a bonus of up to $1,000 on your first deposit. Now you're ready to bet. Just go to mybookie.ag, visit the sportsbook, click on your bet, and input the amount you want to risk or win in the bet slip. Yes, it's that easy. Just remember, at MyBookie, you play, you win, you get paid.
America, get back on track with Dust Pod's Performance Stabilizer. When applied to roadways, it kills dust and strengthens the integrity of the road. Easily applied by mixing with water, Dust Pods is the future in polymer stabilization. Call 1-833-DUST-PODS or visit dustpods.com today.
Daily Dive is back in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Experience the best lacrosse league in the entire world. Go to tickets.12onsports.com. That's tickets.12 letter OZ sports.com for the best prices in sports, concert, theater, and Broadway. Well, folks, myself and producer Joe have been taking time out of our days and busy schedules to provide you a playoff predictions of sorts. And as you all know, I took time out of my schedule to not just sleep in today, but also predict every single game winner this season. Who did I come up with? Well, God bless it, I'm glad you asked. I came up with Ottawa Black Bears as my 7th ranked team, and producer Joe has the Wings. Shout out Callum Crawford, by the way. That'll be a fun topic to get to later on. Callum Crawford signs a 1-year deal in Philly yesterday evening. That was announced, so that's pretty cool. As for the Black Bears, because producer Joe, I don't need to talk about the Wings. I already talked about them. I have them finishing 13th, and now I look screwed. Anyways, for the Ottawa Black Bears, remember I mentioned Dane Lattisaurus on the hot seat. I do believe that. I also believe Jeff Teat and Nick Demude will overcome that. I think they will be really good this year. Well, I don't know really. I have them finishing 9-9, so I don't know if really good is the issue here. I think more so of just being competitive, more competitive than they have in the past. So that's my thing with the Black Bears. I think they did get better. I think Jeff Teat will go berserk, and I think Nick Demude will hold down the fort where Cameron Dunkerley could not. And there you have our teams revealed so far. Our top 8 makes the playoffs, and tomorrow we got the 6th seed. So you guys are here for the ride. It's Zach Higgins. I knew that. It's Zach. Thank you for producer Joe for saying that. Zach Higgins in Ottawa, not Nick. I knew that. Okay. But yeah, there's our predictions so far. And I will say this, producer Joe did. I'm happy for him having the Wings right here again, because Callum Crawford with Mitch Jones, with Brandon O'Neill is a very big deal, but whatever. I wasn't cool enough. Okay, Josh H., let's go. The Black Bears making the playoffs this year would be a tough blow for Riptide fans. That's a good point. The team never made the playoffs on Long Island. They moved to Ottawa and make the playoffs first season. And, hey, well, there you go. We both have Riptide Long Island fans getting screwed. Bring back Seafoam Green. Save the seafoam green. So sad. Well, thank you for watching today's show. It was fun. You guys are awesome. Remember, you're the bread, you're the butter, you're the Hershey's to my kiss. For everyone that comes on the show as a guest, like those past and those to come, thank you for sharing your platform with us, giving us validity and relevance. For the baddest father in production history of mankind, Producer Joe, I'm your host, Michael Carvellis, saying we'll be better tomorrow, and we'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place, 12 on Sports. This has been Daily Dive.
Thanks for watching Daily Dive. See you next time.